The Mayor of London, Ken Livingstone, has gone on the offensive after he was criticised in a Channel 4 documentary. Mr Livingstone accused the programme makers of a hatchet job after it was alleged that he'd been seen drinking alcohol at work. The Mayor said he drank whisky during long meetings because he had bronchitis. Our political correspondent Cathy Newman reports.
Ken Livingstone's offer today of cut-price loft insulation might just come in handy, because a chill wind is blowing over the Mayor of London's City Hall home after a series of allegations by Channel 4's Dispatches programme. He's described the documentary as a hatchet job after it questioned his conduct during his 8 years as Mayor. Dispatches made allegations about Mr Livingstone's drinking habits, claiming it witnessed him swigging whisky throughout a 2-hour public event at Ilford Town Hall. The programme also alleged he'd been spotted in a lift with a glass of whisky before noon. The Mayor today decided a dry wit was the best defence against his critics.
What about the booze?
As I say, I wish I could have time to have a bit more to drink. I've always enjoyed a glass of wine. I don't think I'll ever reach Winston Churchill's levels, and as it didn't impair him in the destruction of the greatest evil facing humanity, it won't interfere with my continuing to lead Londoners to the happy, sunlit uplands of the future.
He insisted he used alcohol for medicinal purposes.
I tend to suffer from mild bronchitis through much of the winter. If I have to talk for 2.5 hours through the mind-numbing tedium of questioning by members of the Assembly, you will hear my voice start to go. At that point, I pick up that tumbler of whisky and I have a sip. It then stops. It's exactly the same position as Chancellors of the Exchequer down the decades.
The current Chancellor, Alistair Darling, wets his whistle with nothing more intoxicating than water. And there was certainly no scotch for this Scot either. But Ken Livingstone's got a point about the Tories. Norman Lamont accompanied his budget with whisky from the Orkneys. And for Ken Clarke, only a decanter could quench his thirst. Dispatches also alleged that some of Mr Livingstone's staff breached election guidelines by raising money and writing articles for the Mayor's re-election campaign in 2004, despite having their salaries paid by the taxpayer.
They're paid by the taxpayer to do work here, that they do. What they do in their private time, as long as they're not using City Hall resources, is solely a matter for them, and they were, yes.
Tonight, the Mayor faced fresh embarrassment as one of his advisers quit after lying about taking a free luxury weekend in Africa. Well, from where Ken Livingstone stands here at City Hall, the view is absolutely stunning. But electorally speaking, there are a few clouds on the horizon. The London Mayor's got to fight these allegations tooth and nail, because there's now a real danger that he could get toppled from his perch by the Conservative candidate Boris Johnson. So the May 1st mayoral elections could end up being May Day for Ken Livingstone. The most recent opinion poll shows Boris Johnson virtually neck and neck with Ken Livingstone. The Mayor is just 1 point ahead on 45%, with the Conservative candidate hot on his heels on 44%, way ahead of the Liberal Democrats' Brian Paddock on 7%. A new, serious Boris has had a haircut, and he's even let it be known he's given up alcohol.
I think what people of London want is, I don't think the people of London are remotely interested in my haircut. What they are interested in is whether their money is being properly protected and whether or not it's being wasted. At the moment, money that could be going on fantastic projects across London is being squandered at the say-so of the Mayor and his closest advisers, and what we need is proper financial accountability.
At City Hall, the Conservatives say there's a kind of fin de siècle feel. The Mayor's aides admit privately they're worried about the Tory candidate. One told me they feared some former Ken supporters would vote for Boris because he's a celebrity. And they're worried that now that Labour's been in power nationally for more than a decade, voters might punish the party by giving it a kicking in London.
Cathy Newman at London's City Hall.